Ladies and gentlemen of the House of Erdington, actually I should say Oikos House, because we are in Cafe Oikos in Erdington. You've just given us yourselves a round of applause. I now want you to show the world just how friendly we are here in Erdington. So I'm going to say, good evening world and welcome to the Erdington Evening of Creativity. And the audience here with me says, we are a friendly lot here. We're a small town in Britain's second city, which is Birmingham. Now tonight I've got to tell you, we have got an absolutely phenomenal evening. I'm probably repeating that word actually more than once tonight. The thing about it is, I reckon that we are totally global. We are roots, whether it's roots here, roots in Eastern Europe, Bulgaria, or maybe Barbados, or maybe the East. Well, whatever it is, you're going to find yourself really, really, really enjoying folk, and I'm talking real, deep, wonderful folk music here tonight. We're going to just be roaming the globe. Anyway, without further ado, I am going to introduce, who's there? A young man that I always thought of as a DJ. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you're young. His name is Paul Mortimer, and he's going to be starting our evening with a poem. Okay, so where does the DJ fit in?
We just get up to music events and gigs and things, but we also write for a few websites here and there. I do write for a website called outsideleft.com, which isn't a football website. It's music, poetry, culture, and there's a few of these poems of mine on there and a few music reviews, including this one.
See what I'm saying? You start him off and there we go, and the whole show is going to be like that. Okay, Paul, I'm giving you your chance. Away you go.
Okay, this poem is called The Easter Parade. It's sort of, a couple of lines came into my mind during the Easter celebrations and the actual conflict of celebrations and what's going on in the world. So I was reflecting on the arrival of Easter and the dissonance between the celebrations and the festivities enjoyed worldwide against the grinding horror of the online and TV images of the warmongering in the Middle East and of course in Ukraine. Leaders and religious figures broadcasted their messages of peace and blessings to us, but images of refugee children amid the rubble of their dwellings assaulted us on every news bulletin. So these verses came to me, which I've called the Easter Parade. One of the first anti-war poems or songs I connected with was Bob Dylan's Masters of War, which he wrote in 1962. That was in fact 62 years ago, and still, here we are. The Easter Parade, the pilgrimage is made. At a village sermon, or the sacred birthplace, what's portrayed as holy religion distorted in a centuries-old human disgrace. Faith in the soul, terror in the heart, what bonds us together also tears us apart. Gaza razed to the ground, hostages hidden, tied and bound. Human shields and diplomatic deals, reading your psalms whilst exporting more arms. You weaponise food, heat and light, as your young people die in the fight. Children's hollowed eyes make them learn to despise another generation schooled in their lies. Watch the pontiffs preach and the prophets teach, so why is love and peace still so out of reach?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, I think I'm kind of don't go away yet because I've got something to ask you. Okay, I've got a start of the 10. But I did, folks at home, I did say it was going to be a gutsy show. Okay, here's your start of the 10. I heard this on the radio the other day. Now, if you're abroad and so on, we've got a very famous radio station called Radio 1 here. And as you are a music buff, what was the first record that was played on Radio 1?
Flowers in the Rain by Moon.
You got it? Okay, he was right. Thank you very much, Paul. It was Flowers in the Rain by The Move, and The Move were from Birmingham, our city. A round of applause, please. Thank you so much for that. Well, we are moving very swiftly on, and it looks to me as if our next performers are sitting down. Oh, you missed that. But he took his jumper, I was going to say shirt off, which means, well, I did see flesh. Anyway, we have now Jay-Z. I said we were absolutely steeped in the music, in the roots, in the folk, and folk of all sorts. And now we have Jay-Z. I don't know which one is J and which one is Z, but which one are you? Oh, he's J, and he's okay, right. So that's something. Anyway, what I found out about them is that they enjoy folk music of all genre, and that can range from indie to Persian to West Midlands folk to UK folk, and they enjoy a variety of that music, and apparently there's a spiritual aspect to it as well. Hey, the roots have got spirit. A round of applause, please, for Jay-Z. Thank you.
We'll start off with an English song. Are you implying you don't want the non-English ones?
Off you go.
Good? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Well, this you just heard.
Are you aching for the blaze? That's okay. Waiting sure. Are you aching for the grave? That's okay. Waiting sure. We're getting away with it all messed up. Getting away with it all messed up. That's the living. We're getting away with it all messed up. Getting away with it all messed up. That's the living. Daniel saving grace. She's out in deep water. Hope is a good swimmer. Daniel plays his airs deep inside his temple. He knows how to swim hard. We're getting away with it all messed up. Getting away with it all messed up. That's the living. We're getting away with it all messed up. Getting away with it all messed up. that's the living. We're getting away with it all messed up, getting away with it all messed up. That's the living, oh, that's the living. That's the living, that's the living, oh, that's the living, that's the living. Hindi song. मैं शायद तो नहीं, मैं शायद तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको मुझको शायरी आ गई। मैं शायद तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको मुझको शायरी आ गई। मैं आशिक तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको मुझको शायरी आ गई। प्यार का नाम मैंने सुना था मगर प्यार किया है ये मुझको नहीं थी खबर। प्यार का नाम मैंने सुना था मगर प्यार किया है ये मुझको नहीं थी खबर। मैं तो लाजा रहा तू जानों की तरह, दोस्तों में रहा दुश्मनों की तरह। मैं दुश्मन तो नहीं, मगर हंसी जब से देखा मैंने तुझको मुझको दोस्ती आ गई। English song again, now some blues. Oh, rock and roll blues, rock and roll blues. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know, and it's been coming for some time. And when it's over, so they say, it'll rain the sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and rain is hot. I know, been that way for all my time. Till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. I know, it can't stop, I wonder. I प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम अब यहाँ से कहा जाए हम ओ तेरी बाहों में मर जाए हम तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम अब यहाँ से कहा जाए हम ओ तेरी बाहों में मर जाए हम तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम ला 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 आँखियों में सपने तेरे दिल में आई यादें तेरी मेरा है क्या सब कुछ तेरा जान तेरी सनसनी तेरी ओ मेरी आँखों में आंसू तेरे आगे मुस्कुराने लगे सारे काम तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम आप यहाँ से कहा जाए हम तो तेरी बाहों में मर जाए हम तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम अब यहाँ से कहा जाए हम ओ तेरी बाहों में मर जाए हम तुझे देखो तो ये जाना सनम
It's so short. It is so short. Just give us another, just before you go, another little. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sound. We have got a packed show tonight, and just at this moment, another, please, another. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy them? JV, they were fabulous. Now, I told you we're doing world travel tonight. Okay, well, whatever we're traveling on, we're just pausing at an oasis or a watering hole just for a few minutes. So we are going to have a very, very short break. So at home, whatever you're doing, now's your time to go and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. And if there's a friend you know who's not watching, ring them up, tell them how to get on, and please, please join our audience, because we have got loads and loads more to come. Thank you so much. And for the audience here in Erdington, we've got Simon's got a table there. We've got Love I Am who's got a table. We've got Margaret who's got a table. And we've got Cohen, Braithwaite Kilcoyne. I do love that name. He has got a table up there as well. Okay, we'll see you in a very, very short while. Do have a quick look. Enjoy. Thank you very much, folks. Thanks a lot. Is it only half an hour? But it's been fantastic so far. Now, you may well be wondering what this is all about. In Erdington here, we are rooted in history. As a matter of fact, I've already said, if you missed the first half, that tonight we are rooted in heritage, in history, tonight in arts, in music, and most especially in folk. There's something very special, and there's a special reason why these two young ladies, Liz here and Mia, are holding this up. We're so proud of Erdington Library, which is that picture there on the, let me see, it's on your, well, it's on my right anyway. And we've also got a very prestigious lunar society, which is the moon. And I'm not sure about the end picture, but altogether, I think you'll agree with me that it's absolutely wonderful. Now, there's a very good reason, where is Davies then? There's a very good reason why we have got this picture, and it's because, unfortunately, our council in Birmingham, perhaps like a lot of places around the world, is having to make cuts, and unfortunately, libraries all across the city are threatened. We can't have it. We're into roots here, we're into community here, and so we thought we'd tell you all about it. And we've got Dave here, who is from Friends of Erdington Library, and he's also a campaigner, and he's going to be telling us basically why you are making efforts to save Erdington Library. There you are, you've got your own thing.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can we hear it for Dave?
Thank you very much. Our library has been in existence since 1906, and it was bought on a donation by Carnegie Foundation, and he put money in all over the world to buy properties or actually build libraries, free libraries, I must emphasise that, free libraries around the world. What did that mean? Well, it meant that you and I, the not so well off, could start to learn, do some research, meet other people, understand life.
In fact, I always say travel, you know, because there's a whole world in there. Just like tonight we're talking about work. There's a whole world in there.
Yes,
isn't there? Everything from Atlas, there's books about everything, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love music as well, and there's lots of music
in there. Yeah.
Well, our library, as Vera said, is under threat of being closed. So Mia and I, with a lot of other people, are going around the city with petitions, getting people to sign it and agree to support our efforts to try and keep it open.
There's another reason I've been thinking as well, you know. Where we are, if you don't know Erdington, we are within a 30 seconds walk of the library. And a lot of people call this area the village. We've got a green, we've got that beautiful building, haven't we?
Yes.
And there's also a sort of a monument thing to Queen Victoria,
Yes.
I think it was there. So we're right at the, I call this the knowledge centre. And by the way, what do you think? Libraries are not only that, it's a huge attraction. And also people are here from all parts of the world. There are books in there in all different languages as well, aren't there? So it means that even though it was started a free library, so that the very poorest could get in and learn and read and be educated and everything else. The world has changed, we're a lot richer, but you know what, in our communities, we've got people of all sorts of heritages, migrants like myself, and guess what, we've still got the poor, and they need, oh, what about the kids?
Yes, exactly. There's just so many of them start to read and learn. Not necessarily at school, but in the library. And it's something they can share with mum and dad. We're also like to mention to you a dear friend of mine. He's passed away now, but he was a very lonely man. He had mental health issues, and he used to love going to the library. He was in there nearly every day, doing his own little bits of research on all sorts of things. And it made his life.
Libraries are about people as far as I'm concerned. It's about people. That is the core. I know we've got computers and everything now, but it's just not the same, is it? Okay, so what else have you got to tell us? Or even...
I'm done now, I think.
You would like a petition?
Oh yes.
Look, I know if you're watching Birmingham Council, I'm sorry about this, but we want our library, and Mia and Dave have got some sheets here. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, do you or do you not support our library? I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Dave, Mia and Liz want to hear it. Our City Council want to hear it. Put your names down. Go on, Dave.
We're sat at the table just over there, look. And Mia says she'll take it round this way.
So another thing that we just like to ask people to do is the libraries are counting the number of people that are visiting them this week. So if you can pop into your local library tomorrow, then you will get counted, and that would be really valuable in terms of demonstrating support. Yes, you don't have to take the book out. You can, and we'd love you to, but just please go and visit the local library.
Now, I'm doing this for a reason. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm holding two microphones because young Dave there was so keen to come up and talk about the library, but he also has, always coming back, he's got something else that he wants to do, and I think it's possibly a tribute, or are you doing it through that one? Okay. It's possibly a tribute, it's got something to do with the world again.
It is, and it follows on what Paul started off with this afternoon.
Honestly, nobody
Later
tells.
on.
Look out for Dave a little bit later on. Okay, so we've done that part of it. Don't forget, I know I'm sounding a little bit bossy here, but really this is so important. You've shown it. And you over there in the world, we have got a website as well, Erdington, Library Friends of Erdington. Oh, I think they're on Facebook actually. Anyway, now, having said that, I want you to also, I can't see her right now, give a tremendous round of applause for our next artiste. Now, there are lots of people in the world who can be called phenomenal. I did say to you that I'd be using that word quite a lot. I don't know if she has another name, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Empress, the inimitable Empress P. Who's here? Oh, thank you so much.
An absolute inspiration.
Oh, thank you so much. A round of applause. She's going to start. I'm going to get out of the way and let the Empress do her thing.
Hi, greetings and welcome and caribou to you all on this lovely, yes, it's a lovely evening of creativity here at the Oikos Cafe in Erdington. Yes, I'm a fellow Erdingtonian. I actually was born, well, I've been living in Erdington since 1966, and it's changed so much. I was even here before they built Spaghetti Junction. So, yeah, and I went to, who remembers Erdington Hall Primary School? Who remembers Fentham? Yes, and who remembers Fentham Girls? Now what I will be doing is some of my words of expressions, which is what people will call poems. So let's get started. My first one is called Fellow Habitants. You grow with patience. Do you talk to each other? Do you know when to stop growing? Your leaves look so beautiful, so lush. You start so small, growing into marvellous structures. I bet you don't moan, you accept your growth so naturally. Not like us humans always complaining. You've seen the changes over the years, even centuries. I bet you laugh at us humans. Get annoyed when we kill your brothers and sisters. Why do we do that? You've been here longer than us. I bet you can tell us a thing or two about survival, love and peace. You look so sturdy, powerful, enduring all manners of storms. Your roots, how far do you go? Are you touching the earth's core? In years you've continued to grow, surviving so much. Our polluted air has stifled your growth. Our rain that may be acid that burn your leaves and bark. Woo, gosh. But still you grow. You are tough. Wherever a seed falls, you grow. I'm humbled by your presence. When the breeze goes through your leaves, are you talking to your Creator or to your fellow tree? I bet you laugh at us. You've seen us come and go, but you stood firm. Some of you are no longer with us through our destruction of your forests for our material gain. For what? Our shelter, our buildings, our bridges, our paper, our food. How can we humans say thank you to you, oh magnificent tree? Without trees, I didn't even mention about the oxygen. Didn't mention about that. Okay, my next one, it's relevant for today. Relevant for today. No, actually, let me go back to my other one. That I can get at you. Mojo! Mojo, you've gone. Come back. I miss you. I yearn for you. I need you. Mojo, where have you gone? Don't you miss me? Don't you miss pushing me, forcing me, encouraging me? Mojo, you've gone and taken my passion with you. I'm lost without you. I'm sad, I'm empty, I'm lonely. Mojo, please come back. I need you to elevate me. I need your conscious vibes. I need your positive words. Mojo, come back and excite me, stimulate me. I need you back in my veins, in my nerves, in my soul, in my bones, in my chakras. Mojo. Mojo, you must miss me. Please come back. You know you energize me. You make me ecstatic. You make me creative. Mojo, why did you go? Why did you run away? Why did you disappear? Why did you leave me? Mojo, I need your passion. I need your zeal. I need your intensity. Mojo, come back. I'm nothing without you. I'm a lost soul. I'm empty inside. Mojo, come back. Mojo, I need you. Everyone is creative, but we know that when mojo is gone. It's gone and we try. It's called writer's block. So another word for it, writer's block. Okay, this one, it's called Sun's Out. It's time we had some sunshine in Brum. It's time for some warmth. It's time to smile. It's time for some vitamin D. It's time to get home to do the barbecue. Yes, it's that time. It's time to get the garden, to go to the garden centre, buy all your needs, seeds, plants, even a new mower. It's that time. Put the washing out on the line. Watch the breeze blowing out the wetness. It's time to cut the lawn. Smell the grass's freshness. See how quick the cut grass dries out. Sorry. It's time to weed and turn the soil. Watch the birds ready to snatch the worm. It's time to disturb the frog that's been resting in the long grass. See, jump away, all green and slimy. It's time to see ladies in bright pinks, yellows, blues, showing off their arms and legs. It's time to go to the park, round up the kids, grab a ball, let's play on the grass, on the swings, on the merry-go-round. It's that time. It's time to listen out for the ice cream van with his jolly tune. The ice cream man is here. It's time to buy 99 ice cream cone with a flake and raspberry juice. Ooh. It's time to gobble and lick it down before it melts. But I want to take my time. It's time to eat some juicy mangoes, feeling the juices running down your fingers and arms, making them sticky. It's time to enjoy the sunshine. Weather forecast says going to be thunder and rain tomorrow. But summertime will be here very, very soon. Thank you. I'll start with you can get my book, Empress We Have Landed. You can get it on Amazon, and I've got some copies here. I've also got some of my poems on music tracks, so I've got a CD as well, I've got that here. But one of the things, so please, support all local artists. You know the stores,
definitely will.
Stores just there. But Vera, can I just have a quick shout?
Yeah.
Okay, on behalf of Birmingham, I'm dropping on behalf of Birmingham Opera, want to be in a show. We've started our production for a new production in July. We need some volunteer chorus singers and actors. Rehearsals started on a Wednesday evening, Saturday afternoon. If you want some more information, there's some flyers at the front, but I've got some flyers as well. So if you want to be in a show, please, Birmingham Opera Company needs you. We've got 25 years of experience. Let's do something different. There we are. Want to be in the show. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. The Empress is leaving the stage. And ladies and gentlemen at home, now, if you fancy that show, okay, the thing to do is, however you do it, in the most climate-friendly way, you can always come over to Birmingham, ask for Erdington, and we will find you a space. In fact, you can ask for Empress P, and you too can be on the stage here. Oh, stage here in Erdington. Now, I've said roots, and did you notice there was a touch of, I think, Ethiopian, definitely African about the Empress. She looked absolutely beautiful. Now, the ones behind me, they could scarcely wait. As a matter of fact, it's supposed to be one gentleman. His name is Stefan, the one and only Stefan. We say he's our resident guitarist, actually, because he can play so many instruments, and he's a real roots musician who can blend in and feel the vibes, whatever nationality, whatever heritage is playing. Now, talking about heritage and roots and folk, Stefan is a true blood Roma gypsy. Give it
So like a star. Yeah. The song that I would like to sing is a song from our church. It is in my own Roma language, and when you go to the absolutely deep worship, it says, "Oh my God, send us upon us your Holy Spirit and whole church to worship you more and more, and we glorify you so." Because you have died on the cross and you have washed us with your blood on the cross. This is basically the lyrics, but you're gonna feel it. So let's worship, and we're gonna be like in a church. It's gonna be a gypsy church. And I have my friends here. I borrowed them. They're gonna make like a rhythm, and they are just shining. But anyway, you're on the stage in the moment. Okay. Basically, in old times, now it's not so popular, but basically when a man gets married to a woman, and on a marriage day, all the people with the whole instruments and musicians, let's say 500 guys, gypsies, they are going to the home that is to the bride home. And it's a sad story, but with happiness, but it's a happy story with sadness on it. Because the girl, they're going to take off the girl from her house, and she does not belong to her house anymore. So she belongs to the husband's house. And all the people that is there in her house, they are crying, but they are crying because they are happy. So this is a song that we, sometimes the gypsies, they play on that moment when the bride going out from her house. It's a sad song, but it's a happy song. This is it. The gypsy life is like this. Yeah, gypsy life is like this. You're happy and sad in a way, in the same way. So, are you ready, guys? We're gonna start in a sad way, and then we're gonna make it shaking away. aqui falhas, sou estar male. Amen, 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 que giras, sou estar male, sou estar male, Roma camera. Ready? Hey, ce cupie burma capu di lerdanma, movuti paniche danna sfada damba. Ce cupie burma capu di lerdanma.
Okay, Stefan. I'm sorry, I had to nip out. I was so busy dancing that, you know. Well, I've really got time. Because I want you to tell me about, is there something happening at Norton's? Norton's? There's a place. Joe, where are you? The 4th of May?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go on then. So what's happening?
I cannot advertise it, but it will be great. And he knows the address. What? Where's the address?
Norton's in Digbeth. If you want to see more of Stefan, he's going to be at Norton's. By the way, folks at home, again, this is another reason to hop on whatever environmentally friendly way you can get to come here, to go to a place called Norton's in Digbeth, where our wonderful Roma gypsy Bulgarian star is going to be starring. Thank you very much, Stefan. A huge round of applause. Stefan is about to leave the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. So, thank you so much. Oh, can I have my little paper, please? Now, our next guest. There are times, I've used that word phenomenal, okay? There are people in this group, did I? See, he says I promised him a song. He's always wanting me to sing. Honey, you see. Anyway, now we have been traveling this globe tonight, and I really, really hope that you're enjoying it. Please welcome onto the stage our love session, because her name is Love Vinton Gordon, and she is, to me, a phenomenal woman. And the reason that I say that is because she has done so much in it. Give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. Love, I know that you feel so modest, but Love tonight is going to be telling us a little bit about her life, and she's going to be doing some poetry for us. Would you like to start with a poem? How about that? Have you got one? Yes. Okay. Which one will you read for us? You want to do that one first of all? Okay. All right, then you do that one, and then we'll come to it. This is something that has happened in her life very, very recently. And listen up, folks, because I think you two are going to feel this is really special.
Okay, thank you very much for such a warm welcome. The first poem I'd like to share with you is called An Ode to Benjamin. It's an ode to Benjamin Zephaniah. The night stars will shine that much brighter now that you're with them on high. The daytime skies will be clearer and lighter now you've spread your wings to fly. Thank you, Benjamin, thank you, for the love you shared so generously, touching hearts far and near with your often humorous, always erudite idiosyncrasies. No worries, the message did reach them ears, like a telephone ringing loud and clear. We promise we'll do our very best not to hold you back or cry, because deep down something inside says, this isn't goodbye. And so, in your honour, gathered here now, we celebrate a life well journeyed, well spent, of one that was truly heaven sent. And now, we wish you joy, peace and happiness as you blaze your trail anew. Thank you for the gifts that you left in memory of you. Happy days, dearest Benjamin, in anticipation of when we joyously rekindle and meet once again. Farewell, farewell, dearest Benjamin, beloved friend. On angel wings, our love we send.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Beautiful. And for those of you who don't know, Benjamin Zephaniah, the great poet, was one of ours. He came out of Birmingham. The thing is, you've read that so beautifully, but there's something extra special about it. Tell us about a marvellous thing that happened to you.
Well, I've been writing since I was 10, and my brother had suggested to me that I get in contact with Benjamin.
So we can hear.
Sorry?
Sorry, they're just talking over you and I don't like it. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, we want to hear every single word, please, if you don't mind, okay?
So, as I was saying, my brother had suggested that I get in contact with Benjamin, and I was afraid. I was afraid for the better part of 42 years. And so I applied for the Develop Your Creative Practice through the Arts Council, and I reached out to him last November and asked if he'd be interested in some mentoring and coaching. And his PA come back and said that he wasn't taking on any appointments because he was very, very poorly. And I was gutted, and so I asked if there's any glimmer of a hope that he gets better, could you consider me, would you consider me? And she came back 2 days later to say that he'd passed. And so the lesson is you're not to wait. You can't wait. I waited 42 years. So I wrote that for him. And a little voice said to me on Sunday, look him up, look him up. So I did, got my computer out, and it said on the Birmingham News that there was going to be an unveiling of a mural in his honour. And I reached out to Vera, I reached out to another friend of mine and said, do you know when it is exactly? Because it just said it will be this month. And I read it again and it said that it was actually last Sunday. So I said, okay, universe, I'm willing to show up ready and willing. I had my phone in hand, I had my poem on the phone, and I set off and I asked one of the organisers, do you know how I can actually read my poem out? And one of them had said, yes you can, and then the other one said, well actually we've got a programme and we've got to stick to the programme, you can't just jump in because everybody will want to jump in. And so I asked Benjamin, and I asked my father, because both of them had spent a good time in the park. I said, if it's supposed to be, may I? And the door opened. And so doors do open, doors that look like they're closed. They can open if you're just willing to take a leap of faith.
So how was it? They are listening. So how was it? You mentioned that connection. How was it? Why did you and your brother feel that connection to Benjamin at such a young age then?
I think it was because we're of a similar age, and I was born in Birmingham. I was born on at Marston Green Hospital, although I left when I was about 18 months. But Benjamin's a fellow Handsworthian, and I think he thought maybe we have something in common. The style of how we write is very much on a similar par, but my low self-esteem and inability to see further than the end of my nose made that I couldn't trust that.
So one of the other things that I wanted to know is that it seems to me, you've shown me, I've got your book here, and by the way, you can, please do have a look at her table. It says Love Writes Poetry. But you said to me that that is something that's fairly new to you, so how did that come about?
I finally decided to come out of the literary closet and allow myself to be visible. So this is in fact what they would call a chat book. It's an excerpt, a selection of some of my works as a first one, and I have another one in the making now. It's called A Collection of Words to Resource You and Guide You to Be Your True Diamond Self, which will be out at the end of the year.
You said to me, I'm listening so closely because I know that you've got such a lot to say. I said you were a phenomenal woman, so I'm sorry to be going over the applause and the obvious appreciation for you. But really, one of the things, it said that you were also, you taught foreign languages. Now I'm trying to find out how a girl from Handsworth got to be teaching foreign languages, which means that you must speak, I guess you must be...
I speak Dutch, and I speak French fluently. I've lived in Belgium for 29 years, and I lived in France for 5 years. I taught English as a foreign language, soft skills, presentation skills, taught children, prepared them to relocate, taught engineers on site or in designated learning centres.
You sound to me really gifted. I mean, I'm trying to get to the bit where you said, okay, I'm going to say it, you did have a difficult start in life, didn't you? And you were telling me a story about how you actually got to put pen to paper in the first place.
Although I started writing when I was 10, I had a meltdown, a Britney Spears moment, if you will, that reduced me to being like a needy 4-year-old. due to some things that happened in my childhood that have been behind a steel wall and hidden. And poetry was my lifeline to be able to just make sense of my world that changed 360 degrees.
It's difficult, isn't it? Anyway, the thing about it was that you went along, I understand, one of your inspirations, you went along somehow to a writing festival, was it a writing festival?
Do any of you believe in seeing numbers? I see a lot of numbers, and I saw 1111 and I saw it 6 times. And I said today to make a wish. And I was on the Hay House website and I'd ordered something from them, and out the corner of my eye I saw a writing conference and it said Birmingham, and I thought that must be Birmingham, Massachusetts, but it was actually Birmingham, UK, Birmingham, and I'd left the UK and I'd vowed avidly never to return, not to come and live, and that was the reason for me to come back. And I met Julia Huey, and she spoke about the journey with her own father, and I'd been to see mine despite not being on speaking terms with him, and I was just a hot emotional mess. And when I composed myself again, I wrote one of my best pieces, which is called The Stages of Making Peace with an Estranged Father. It's been a difficult journey, but forgiveness is the key. Forgiveness is the oars and the boat which you cross that river that stands between you, and you get the gift of finding yourself and finding peace with yourself.
That is so wonderful. I think it's time for another poem. You got one lined up for us?
I have indeed. This one I wrote because of the journey that I'm going to undertake to go and find peace with my heritage as first generation from Windrush, and everything that was part of that in the separation, and never really feeling as though I belonged. And we're a mixed race, but I'm you, you and me. It's all in that culture, that's part of that history, and I'm here to say that we are the jewel in the crown.
Wonderful.
And this one's entitled The Time Has Come. The time has come to take our rightful place, not to shudder, but be proud of our radiant shades, of which we are made, in what we now are known as the beautiful rainbow race. To rise in spite of that which held us captive or oppressed oh so long. For changing by writing is not done with wrong on top of wrong, singing the same sad, outworn, sorry song. Instead, to desist, to engage in the strife that around us bounds and rage, the game that holds you eternally in its grip, locked away in a cage. For if we are all mirrors through which we can see, the road to true peace requires other methods, through peace, compassion and unity, through harmony, integrity, equality. So come, let our art, let our music move your souls, helping us forget and forgive the pains of old. For when we learn to release and forgive, then together we can live. Stop the senseless wars and strife, destroying the crippling hold they have on our lives. For when we can share Mother Earth and truly live as one, only and only then will God's will be done.
Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Say it for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Was I right about that phenomenal woman? Ladies and gentlemen at home, love Vinton Gordon. Such a wonderful, wonderful person. Thank you so much. Now that is what I call roots. We have travelled again, haven't we? We've travelled earth and sky and trees and people, and we've still got so much more to come. But we're going to take a very short break again. So have another cup of tea. You at home there watching, if there's anybody that you haven't told, rush up and tell them. Meanwhile here, thank you so much, audience of Erdington, for giving us and all the guests here such a wonderful time. Thank you. Take a short break. Oh, just before you go, there's something I want you to look at. We've got a local paper, which again is a huge contribution to keeping Welcome back, Erdington. Welcome back, world. It's the fabulous, the fantastic evening of creativity from Oikos Cafe on the High Street here in Erdington. And world, when you come to Great Britain, in fact, you might be setting off even as we speak, head for Erdington High Street in Birmingham, in Erdington. Come into Oikos Cafe and you will receive not only fabulous pizza and cake, but also a very, very warm welcome. Anyway, first of all, we're starting with some notices, and we've got a rather special one, which Liz here is going to be telling us about. So Liz.
Thank you. So what I wanted to do was just talk to you a little bit about the Blossom project. So a couple of years ago, the National Trust started a Festival of Blossom, which is taking place at this time each year for a fair few years. And so within each of the constituencies in Birmingham, we've been putting on events. So unfortunately, the Erdington event and the Sutton Coldfield event, they've both happened, but we've got a list with all the dates on at the front desk. The next one is on the 20th of April, so that's tomorrow, at the Martineau Gardens in Edgbaston. And there's things happening next weekend as well. The National Trust are opening a Blossom, I can't remember what they called it. Anyway, a Blossom sort of shop in Walsall Heath that's going to be there for about 6 months, I think they said. And they've commissioned the Poet Laureate, Simon Armitage, who's written a series of poems to help support the project. And
Simon Armitage is National Poet Laureate.
Yes, oh yes. Oh. So he's done some longer poems, and he's done some haikus that they've printed on little postcards, and they've provided a load of lovely wildflower seeds that are bee friendly. So some of what they're trying to do is just raise awareness of the blossom so that we can see it more and enjoy it, but also they're raising the plight of the pollinators. So what I would say is look out for blossom in Birmingham, and also look out for the events that are taking place. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I think you'd say Roots rocks. May I call up the wonderful, the marvellous Job Sullivan. That's him there. He does like a round of applause, folks.
Thank you very much, everybody. I have 7 notices, so please do count them with me in case I miss one. Number 1 is about the sessions that we've been running for a long, long time here in Erdington. These are the traditional Irish sessions. The next Trad Irish session is this Sunday, 3 o'clock, at the St Thomas's Social Club. At 2 o'clock, there'll be a slower session where people can play those really fast jigs, reels and hornpipes, but at a slower pace. We also have a dedicated slow session, which is the first Sunday of every month at that same venue, the St Thomas's Social Club. To find out more, speak to Mig, who is on the front desk. Our World Music Hub, which is every Wednesday at 79 Orphanage Road. Give us a whoop if you've been. Thank you, yes, good to have some of our musicians in the house from there. Every week we explore a different type of world music. What's world music? It's something you don't quite expect, not quite in the Western canon, so to speak, you know? So we try and prioritise things which might be something like, last week we had a Melodian, week before that we had a Bangladeshi singer, week before that we had a tabla player, we've had beatbox, we've had all sorts of stuff, and that's going on right until the middle of June. Right, going strong. Coming up, we have got a guy coming over from Paris to show us some manouche music. We've got a Sicilian singer flying over from Germany. We've got banjo, etc., etc. So do come and chat to me about that. 6:30 every Wednesday, 79 Orphanage Road. Starts with keyboard and guitar lessons in a big group, and then we have the presentation afterwards. I've done 3. I've got 4 to go. What were they? I'll do these ones which are in my hand first. This is our absolutely wonderful Margaret Murray, who's sitting over there. Round of applause. She's good. You don't know why you're clapping for her yet, but you've done it, okay? She is part of Arts All Over the Place, which do fantastic things in Erdington. And you can get these sheets to find out more about their Thursday Digital Inclusion Workshops, which is about using computers and some advice how to use computers. And then their craft workshops, also on a Thursday. The first one is at... they're both at the same venue, which is the Dance Centre on the High Street. So take some of these with Margaret and check out what they're doing. That's right, yeah. If you know Central Square, there's a lot of work going on there right now. That's where the Dance Centre is. Oh my gosh, I've forgotten. What was that last one? Erdington Folk Club. The next one will be the second Friday. They're going to be the second Friday of each month. That's the Erdington Folk Club. They have feature artists, singer-songwriters singing in a... It's really cool. It's an acoustic style, you know, like no mics, no amps, no drums, all of that sort of thing. All acoustic, very sort of like this room. Well behaved, at least tonight. I don't know what they fed you. What's in the pizza? You're all very sedate.
Show him, folks. Is it? Have you said everything now?
No,
what else
Vera.
have you got to say?
One more. Owen, come and help me with this next one before I get kicked off. This is how I get them in. I slyly fit
Okay,
them
go
in.
on. Owen, with a hat,
Joe.
with a flat cap.
Yeah,
Yes.
hello everybody, my name's Owen. I haven't been here before, Mrs. Lovely, so thanks for having me. I didn't expect to come up, so
Can
I'll
I
keep
just
it
say
short.
welcome?
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay,
The
you've got
pizzas
about
are lovely.
30 seconds.
Okay, well, I'll try and keep it in 30 seconds. So I do a few things, but I'm here to talk about Birmingham Open Studios. Birmingham Open Studios is an art trail which has been going in South Birmingham since 2017, and each year it's grown bigger. So it's originally in Moseley. Last year it kind of got up to the Jewellery Quarter. 169 artists took part, and this year we want to spread it north, so we want to include Erdington and Handsworth. There's a visual artists, so painters, jewellers, tapestry makers, ceramics, anything that's kind of like you could pick up, buy, sell, and look at. So it's not performance art, but anything else goes really. And it goes in the guidebook, which means that people pick these up for free and visit artists in their own homes or studios. It goes on a website. And thousands of visitors enjoyed it last year. Joe Lysett's our ambassador. We've got Birmingham Museum supporting us this year as well. So if you are interested and you want to know more, just come and find me afterwards. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so onwards and upwards. Okay, we've got Job here and Job and Dave. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is let's have a listen. I have no idea. Okay. But encourage them.
Hi, back again. Next Thursday, April 25th, Anzac Day. I don't mean much to you. Probably doesn't much to anyone else around the world, because the people who took part in Anzac, which I'll tell you in a minute, they'll be over 100 years old now, and they were mostly Australians. And they took part in what was called the Gallipoli campaign. It was a disaster for Commonwealth troops, especially Australians and New Zealanders. And an Australian, Eric Bogle, in 1971...
The microphone, please.
Yeah? Beg your pardon. Yeah. Eric Bogle, 1971, wrote this song. It's called "And the Band Played Waltzing Matilda." Now when I was a young man I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of a rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, well, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915 my country said, son, it's time you stop rambling, there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the cheers, the flag waving and tears, we sailed off for Gallipoli. And how well I remember that terrible day, how our blood stained the sand and the water, and of how in that hell they called Suvla Bay we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turkey was waiting, he primed himself well, he showered us with bullets and he rained us with shell. And 5 minutes flat, it had blown us all straight to hell. Nearly blew us right back to Australia. But the band played Waltzing Matilda when we stopped to bury a slain. We buried ours and the Turks buried theirs. Then we started all over again. And those that were left, we tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, though around me the corpses piled higher. Then a bullet took a shell, knocked me arse overhead, and when I woke up in my hospital bed and saw what it had done, well, I wished I was dead. Never knew there was worse things than dying, for I'll go no waltzing Matilda all around the green bush far and free. 2 hand tents and pegs, a man needs both his legs. No more waltzing Matilda with me. So they gathered the cripple, the wounded, the maimed, and they shipped us back to Australia. The legless, the armless, the blind, the insane, those pounded are heroes of Suvla. And as a ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where me legs used to be, and thank Christ there was nobody waiting for me to grieve, to mourn and to pity. But the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stared and stared. Then they turned all their faces away. So now every April I sit on me porch and I watch the parades pass before me. And I see my old comrades, up proudly they march, reviving old dreams of past glories. And the old men march slowly, holding stone stiff and sore, the forgotten heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. But the band played Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But year follow year, more old men disappear. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, Waltzing Matilda, welcome the Waltzing Matilda with me. And the ghosts may be heard as they march by that billabong. Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me?
Dave and Joe, ladies and gentlemen, Dave and Joe. My goodness me. I think another word I've just thought of is gutsy. This is a gutsy show, but listen, we have been talking about roots. You know, I heard Waltzing Matilda, and I only thought of the last part of it. It was a very, very, very poignant story, but it goes on in life, doesn't it? And we are all about experiences, folk, roots, heritage, and the whole gamut is part of life. Thank you once again. Only in Erdington can you get such a selection. Now, ladies and gentlemen, onwards and upwards, as we say. Now we come to our featured artist. And Liz, are you there? Matt Sanderson, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Matt, who is our featured artist. Now, we usually like to feature somebody who is fine art. Now, Matt, really striking pictures there.
Thank you.
How long have you been doing art?
About 18 months.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, I hadn't painted since school, and then I started about 18 months ago.
Okay, well, you've obviously... Did you always know you had something in you?
No, not really, actually, no. I was just looking for something...
Hey, we in Erdington, we here, we're just born with the gift. Sometimes we don't know it. Go on, tell us.
Yeah, I was just looking for something new to do, and I started. They weren't very good at first, but I spent quite a lot of time on it, so I enjoy it. I find it relaxing.
That's beautiful, isn't it? That one there with the grey. Tell us about that one.
So that's based on a photo I took when I was staying at my dad's. He lives near the River Thames, so that's like a very misty morning on the River Thames.
It's beautiful. Getting all those shades. How difficult or easy was it to get all those different shades of grey?
I put a lot of work into them. But yeah, it's just black and white really mixed together. So
I can't believe that you didn't have much training, honestly. What about this one? Now, there's something about that particular one there. Tell us about that.
Yes, that's an Arctic fox.
It was a dog?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
It's so insulting.
Did I ever say that I was an artist?
No, so I had a friend who's very into shamanic journeying, and I did a couple of journeys with her where...
Shamanic, is that
like shamanism, yeah.
Like American, no, is it like American Indian? I mean,
I'm not sure. I think quite a lot of different cultures have done it
let's
over
not
the years.
Go there.
Anyway.
You go back to tell us, yes.
So anyway, I did this shamanic journey, and I wasn't expecting much to happen, really.
So what is that? What did you have to do?
So I basically just lied there, and she beat this drum around my head, and it's sort of... no drugs were involved or anything, but just incense. And then I went into this tree and down into these caves, and...
what, literally or in your head?
In my head.
Oh, right,
in my head.
okay.
But it was very vivid. And then I discovered towards the end that the Arctic fox is my spirit guide. So after that, I decided to paint an Arctic fox. So it's sort of supposed to be in a cave.
So does it make you feel spiritually richer to be able to do your art?
Yeah, I kind of keep him propped up in a corner, and he gives me a little boost, you know.
Okay, so how much of your life involves art now, then, seeing as you didn't do it before?
Well, I left my old job, and I'm pursuing a career in art therapy, so I run some art therapy groups around Birmingham. And I'm hoping to eventually make a living out of painting.
All right, okay, I was going to say, so what of the future? Does painting...
It's tough to make a living out of painting, but it's something, you know, it's a dream. So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your coins out, or whatever it is. Matt Sanderson will be ever so grateful. He's an art therapist. He's obviously got the gift, and he knows it because he's been down a tree, through a cave, and he's got his shaman. When he said he was knocked about... No, he didn't say he was knocked about with a drum. It was... Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, help me to get out of the hole that I've dug myself into. Thank you so much. And thank you, lovely Liz. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Right, where have we got to? Oh, my goodness me. I only mentioned his name once since we came on. But here he is now. we're entering the final phase of our show. And we have been looking forward to a man his very name, I love to say. His name is Cohen Braithwaite Kilcoyne. Oh, I love that name. I love that name. I love that name. And not only that, his mother is also here. I don't know how shy she is, but give her a round of applause. Her boy is in the house, okay? And the thing about this young man is he is a twice nominated BBC Radio 2 Folk Award person nominee, which is a phenomenal thing. The Guardian says he's brilliant. Now, who are we to go against that, eh? Also, his thing, believe it or not, is he loves folk, English folk, and if you didn't, oh, can you hear that? West Midlands folk in particular. Plus also, I think he likes to travel because he's also got a connection with Barbados. Now, have we or have we not been round the world tonight? Give it up for Cohen Braithwaite Kilcoyne. Off we go, folks. Thank you so much. Loving it. Hope you're loving the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a fantastic introduction. And actually, to make it truly, truly international, I now live in Wales. Well, yes, I live in Wales now, but I was born in Erdington, and I've heard the term coined tonight, and I'm an Erdingtonian. What a fantastic term. I was born here in Erdington 28 years ago this Monday. So you've all got 3 days to buy me a birthday present. And yeah, as I say, I now live up in North Wales, which is fine. It's no Erdington, but it's cheap. But my mum is still here in Erdington, and you've all met my mum. She was taking your money when you came in. She's not selling tickets. She's just a really good pickpocket. Well, I thought since I'm here back in my former hometown, I'll start with a Birmingham tune. It's a traditional tune called "A Trip to Birmingham." Thank you very much. Trip to Birmingham. Well, I'll sing you a song now. This is an old 19th century sailor's song. It's called Nan of St. Catherine. And what do you feel like having a little sing with me? That's what we like to hear. This has got... Well, this is actually probably my hardest chorus of the night, so you've got your work cut out for you. It's... Now that the wars are all over, the drums and the fiddles shall play. We'll frisk it and prance it and jig it and dance it and pass the dull hours away. We'll pass the dull hours away. You got it? This is Nan of St. Catherine. When first I left Nan of St. Catherine, said I, me dear girl, try your eyes. Something it says peace is coming, and Nan has soon found I was wise. For now that the wars are all over, the drums and the fiddles shall play. We'll frisk it and prance it and jig it and dance it and pass the dull hours away. Pass the dull hours away. Well, when once on board the Odysseus, the toast it went round to the girls. I gave my sweet Nan of St. Catherine with peace and the ringing of bells. For now that the wars are all over, the drums and the fiddles shall play. We'll frisk it and prance it and jig it and dance it and pass the dull hours away. Pass the dull hours away. Told you we're married the moment our last came from sea. 'Twas a promise I made her at parting, and now who are happy as we. For now that the wars are all over, the drums and the fiddles shall play. We'll frisk it and prance it and jig it and dance it and pass the dull hours away. Pass the dull hours away. Now the wars are all over, the drums and the fiddles shall play. We'll frisk it and prance it and jig it and dance it and pass the dull hours away. We'll pass the dull hours away. Thank you so much. Well, I've had an absolutely spectacular evening so far, enjoying this rich variety of music and song and spoken word. It's been absolutely fantastic, and I especially enjoyed Stefan's little contribution in the previous half. Sadly, he's run off, but let's give him another huge round of applause, and hopefully he'll be able to hear us. But it put me in mind of this. The Romany, Gypsy and Traveller communities over the course of the past 500 years have made huge contributions to the English folk song canon. And a few years ago I got an invitation to be the musical editor of a book called A Secret Stream, which was focusing on folk songs that were collected from Romany Gypsy and Traveller musicians and singers, and that came out in 2021, and then that was so successful that we put out a second volume of other songs collected from Romany Gypsy and Traveller singers and musicians, and I've got copies of both volumes with me this evening, and I'll play you a couple of tunes from them. These are a couple of sort of Anglo-Romany country dance tunes. The eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed this is a squeeze box number 3 of me for this evening. I've got 4 of them with me. I don't normally travel with 4 squeeze boxes. I normally bring maybe two at the most, usually. But I've got 4 with me today because, the 5th of April's just passed, and that's sort of the end of the tax year. And I'm working on my tax return at the moment, and I need to prove that this was a business expense. Well, this is from I've done a couple of West Midlands songs and a pair of Romany tunes there. This is a song from Suffolk, and if was that a little cheer for Suffolk? Well, if we're Erdingtonians, does that make you a Suffolkian? It's all right, she's my mom, I can say it. It's a song called The Broken Down Gentleman. When I was young and in my prime, about 24 years old, I spent my time in vanity along with the ladies so bold, with silver buckles around me, wrist and a cane all in my hand. No gentleman could me surpass, no farmer in the land, no farmer in the land. I kept a pack of good hounds, me boys and servants waiting on me. I did intend my money to spend, and that you shall plainly see. I kept a coach and 6 bay horses with hangers all about, with a golden saddle on each horse's back, ready to ride out, just ready to ride out. I took my coach and 6 bay horses, the races for to see. There I spent £10,000, that was the ruin of me. As I was turning home again, my purse it did run small. Then I became a broken down gentleman, that's the worst of it all, and that's the worst of it all. And so then the landlord seized my lands, and bailiffs he brought 3. They took away all I had got, swore that they would take me. My wife at home she does lament, and the children round her cry, to think that I should lie in jail until the day that I die, until the day that I die. For to think that I should lie in jail till the day that I die, until the day that I die. Thank you very much. That was, The Broken Down Gentleman, and that features on my latest solo album, Rakes and Misfits, although it won't be my latest album for long, if you catch my drift, because solo album number 3 is going to be coming out later this year, and I've got a little tour in the autumn where I'm launching it, and I've got a Birmingham date on that tour. It's at the Kitchen Garden Cafe in Kings Heath. And that's something like the 10th of October. And I got an email this afternoon to say that tickets have just gone on sale. So you've got no excuse. The new album, it's a sort of a thematic album. It explores English folk songs that entered the African-American and Caribbean musical traditions. So songs that sort of left England and were taken on by other cultures and reformed and reshaped by those cultures. And this is one of them. It's a song called "Oh Sailor Boy," which started off life in England as an English folk song, and quite a few people I know actually learned the English version of this song at school. And it tells the story of a plucky young sailor with a slightly novel way of getting a new suit. And this version comes from the island of Trinidad, and it tells the same story as the English versions, but in a sort of a uniquely Caribbean way. I'd love it if you join in on this one. There's no chorus as such, but there's lots of repeated bits in the verses. I'm sure you'll clock on to sort of what's going on. So really, make whatever sound feels appropriate at whatever time feels appropriate.
You sure about that?
I'm positive. Pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? Pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? No, sweetheart, I cannot marry you. I have no shoes to wear. She jumped in the car and she drove away. Brought him shoes of the best. Shoes of the best and of the very, very best. Gave them to the sailor boy to wear. Well, pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? Pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? No, sweetheart, I cannot marry you. I have no tie to wear. She jumped in the car and she drove away. Brought him a tie of the best. Tie of the best and of the very, very best. Gave it to the sailor boy to wear. Well, pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? No, sweetheart, I cannot marry you. I have no shirt to wear. She jumped in the car and she drove away. Brought him a shirt of the best, shirt of the best and of the very, very best. Gave it to the sailor boy to wear. Well, pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? Pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? No, sweetheart, I cannot marry you. I have no trousers to wear. She jumped in the car and she drove away. Brought him trousers of the best, trousers of the best and of the very, very best. Gave them to the sailor boy to wear. Well, pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? Pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? No, sweetheart, I cannot marry you. I have no jacket to wear. She jumped in the car, she drove away, and then she brought a jacket of the best, jackets of the best and of the very, very best. Gave it to the sailor boy to wear. Well, pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? Pretty little sailor, won't you marry me? No, sweetheart, I cannot marry you, for I have a little wife and child at home.
It's not on purpose. Listen, we have this especially for you on air. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I know that you will have enjoyed this very special edition of Evening of Creativity. We're only on air for another maybe 10, 15 minutes. So I just wanted to say goodbye to you now before Mr. Kilcoyne carries on. Can we just give a round of applause to the folks at home, please? Thank you so much. And I know they especially enjoyed that last one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, see you next month at home. On with the show. Can I just say your name one more?
Do you really want to?
Cohen, Braithwaite, Kilcoyne. Hallelujah!
Thank you so much. Well, I'll do a few more that will be on. It'll be on the new album. This is a song. We'll go island hopping. This is a song from the island of Barbados, which is the island that my mom's family come from. And it's there was a book of songs from Barbados which was put out in the 1980s, and it went out of print fairly shortly after that in the sort of late 90s. But I managed to not only track down a copy, but I also managed to track down one of the editors of the book, a woman by the name of Peggy McGeary, who now works at the University of the West Indies in Barbados. And I told her, I was a huge fan of her book and a huge admirer of her work and her work to sort of preserve the old Caribbean folk songs. And she was very flattered, and she sent me a lovely reply, and she said, I'd be really, really keen to hear a recording of you singing some of these old Bajan folk songs. So I did a little mobile phone recording of me singing this song, and she sent me a really lovely reply. She said it was really lovely to hear old songs sung with old instruments, but it's a little bit surreal hearing a Barbados song sung in a Birmingham accent. So to go one better this evening, I'd love it if you join me on the chorus so we have a Barbados song sung by a lot of Birmingham accents. Do you think you could do that for me? This is one of the best loved of the folk songs from Barbados. It probably dates to the late 19th century. It's a song called Cocoa Tea, and it's a moralistic song. The moral of the story being, If your lover is making you her secret special recipe tea and it's making you feel a little bit funny, for the love of God, stop drinking it. Your chorus is, that cocoa tea, it is a poison to me. Every time I drink it, I don't know where I be. And if you want to find it, if you want to find me, you've got to look for me, because she got my head upsided down with a cup of that cocoa tea. I was once engaged to a lady. Her love was all for me. No matter the distance she did live, it was no trouble to me. But another girl, she did love me. She took me away from she. And the only thing that bring me back was a cup of that cocoa tea. That cocoa tea is a poison to me. Every time I drink it, I don't know where I'll be. And if you want to find me, you gotta look for me. For she got my head upside it down with a cup of that cocoa tea. So then I went to the doctor to see what the matter with me. He had me well examined and then he said to me, did you ever live with a woman? My man never hid it from me, for the woman had a mixture made up and called it cocoa tea. That cocoa tea, it is a poison to me. Every time I drink it, I don't know where I'll be. And if you want to find me, you gotta look for me. For she got my head upside it down with a cup of that cocoa tea. So then, my dear good doctor, what good can become of me? Why did you keep so far and didn't come to me? In the end you'll reach the graveyard, prepare what the hour it be. So give all men that caution, beware of cocoa tea. That cocoa tea, it is a poison to me. Every time I drink it, I don't know where I'll be. And if you want to find me, you gotta look for me. For she got my head upside it down with a cup of that cocoa tea. That cocoa tea, it is a poison to me. Every time I drink it, I don't know where I'll be. And if you want to find me, you gotta look for me. For she got my head upside it down with a cup of that cocoa tea. For she got my head upside it down with a cup of that cocoa tea. Oh yes, she got my head upside it down with a cup of that cocoa tea. Thank you very much. Well, I reckon I can squeeze one more in before we're on full time. Yes, as has been mentioned a couple of times already, a lot of the artists from this evening have got tables with various wares. I've got mine at the front. I've got copies of my 2 different solo albums and the various songbooks which I've mentioned already. And if there are any concertina enthusiasts in the house... Oh, never mind. Well, if there are, I've got concertina-designed merchandise. I've got stickers, postcards and badges with a sort of an engraving of this very concertina, which this concertina actually celebrates its 99th birthday next Thursday. So you've got 6 days to buy him a birthday present. Well, the concertinas were a great fixture of the Victorian and Edwardian music hall stage, and I'll leave you with a music hall song. And actually, Job, our wonderful leader, sort of runner, legs behind this whole operation, he was talking to me about this song when I arrived. It's a song, well, as I said, I grew up here in Erdington, but I also lived for a while in Worcester, and one of Worcester's most famous daughters was the music hall performer Vesta Tilley. There you go. And she was a hugely successful performer on the music hall circuit, and this is a song that was in her repertoire. Actually, I recently found out that the first house I lived in Worcester was about 100 yards away from the very house that Vesta Tilley was born and grew up in. And actually, without realising it, I took several trips there because her house became our local Indian takeaway. So there you go. But yes, this is a song about a song from Vesta Tilley's repertoire about a man with an overinflated sense of self-importance. And it's got a fantastic chorus. I do hope you'll join in on that. You've been joining on beautifully this evening. Well, time's probably not on my side, so I can't teach you the full chorus, but the main thing you need to know is that the last line of the chorus is the same as the title of the song, which is From Marble Arch to Leicester Square. I'm never the one to boast about the aristocrats I know. In fact, I should be disgraced for showing such beastly taste. If ever I see a lord or earl, I'll pass serenely by. It isn't because I'm vain or proud, I'll tell you the reason why. Since I've come down from Oxford, I've been aiming at higher things. Now among my friends I number princes and dukes and kings. I know the Prince of Monaco, he's a bosom friend of mine. I've had cigars and ginger ales with the Duke of Baden-Baden and the Prince of Wales. I know the Emperor of Japan, I've met the King of Spain, I do declare. In fact, I know every public house from Marble Arch to Leicester Square. So that's the chorus. Help yourself next time. Whenever a noble lord goes down to open a church bazaar, they greet him in regal state, as if he was someone great. Supposing he condescends to shake the hand of someone there, the Johnny whose hand he shook refrains from washing it for a year. I've never opened church bazaars, it's awful infra-dick, but I'm nearly always present when they're closing the old blue pig. I know the Prince of Monaco, he's a bosom friend of mine. I've had cigars and ginger ales with the Duke of Baden-Baden and the Prince of Wales. I know the Emperor of Japan, I've met the King of Spain, I do declare. In fact, I know every public house from Marble Arch to Leicester Square. Well done. Especially you, Vera. My pater, they say, was just the same as when he was old as me. He used to drink quarts of sham with the fella who ruled Siam. They say that with the Duke of York his friendship was sublime. He'd stop at the house each morning, yet stay there till closing time. I'd like to do what father did whenever the Duke's about. I was there just after daybreak, they've only just thrown me out. whereabouts. I know the Prince of Monaco, he's a bosom friend of mine. I've had cigars and ginger ales with the Duke of Baden-Baden and the Prince of Wales. I know the Emperor of Japan, I've met the King of Spain, I do declare. In fact, I know every public house from Marble Arch to Leicester Square. I know the Prince of Monaco, he's a bosom friend.